What's up, y'all? The Hand Down, Man Down merch is here. Y'all got to go to thatman.store. Once again, that's thatman.store. You can get hats, shirts, everything. Go check it out, man.
Welcome to another episode of the Mark Jackson Show on the Come and Talk to Me Network. I'm Mark Jackson. That's the dynamic one, my guy, Bluu. What a special guest we have today. But first, let's pay some bills, Bluu.
I got you, Pops. It's a lot on the docket. First off, what up, y'all? Shouts out to Underdog. Go ahead and click the link in the description and use the promo code MARK. They're matching the first time deposit of up to $100. Also, man, in the description, it's a link to my vlog that I just dropped on my channel. My Pop's trying to hold me down, man. I told y'all about it last time. He don't want to let me get the link. And if he don't do it this time, I'm going to put it in the comment section. He can't stop me, y'all. But anyways, we got a big day here, Pops. I'm in shock, man. I didn't think we would get him here, but Pops, you go ahead and handle business now, man. It's all you.
Our next guest is Baltimore's finest. We're staying in Baltimore. We had Muggsy Bogues recently, 15-year NBA vet, Dunbar High School. That's the legendary Dunbar High School. 3-time NBA champ, won 2 championships with the Houston Rockets with our very own Kenny Smith, and in his final year won an NBA championship with the Boston Celtics. He is now an assistant coach under Joe MAZZULLA with the Celtics, fresh off of winning a championship. The guy is legendary. His numbers retired at Florida State, and he is as good a human being as we've seen in basketball. A class act. We're welcoming the legend, Sam Cassell. What's up, bro?
Thanks for having me, gentlemen. Thanks for having me, man. You know what I'm saying? It's been, like you said, actually, it's been a long time. I'm supposed to have been on the show. You feel me? But I'm here today.
Absolutely. Tell me about growing up in Baltimore. What was that like?
It was like any other city in the East Coast, man. You had the drug problems, you had the street guys doing that thing. But I learned so many valuable lessons growing up in Baltimore. From East Baltimore, same neighborhood Muggsy Bogues and Reggie Williams and David Wingate from. And like I said, them guys was like, we didn't have an NBA ball club. We didn't have a major college team in the city of Baltimore. So the Dunbar High School basketball players were like our superstars. They was our pro team. They was our college team. So, Muggsy Bogues, like I said, David Wingate, Reggie Williams, the late Reggie Lewis, them guys, that's who I looked up to as a kid growing up.
And that team was loaded. Have you seen a high school team that you think could stand a chance against that loaded Dunbar team?
No, they was the best high school team ever, man. You got 4 guys on one team that made it to the pros. They was a joy to watch. It's so funny. The name of our home gym in Dunbar was called the East Side Garden. So we called it the East Side Garden, and Muggsy and them never lost in that gym. It was hard. You wouldn't get no win coming to Dunbar, never. Because our coach Baldway he wasn't having it for first and foremost, and the talent level we had for us high school basketball was outrageous.
I was wondering why, because I played in the Dapper Dam All-American game, and Coach Baldway was the coach. I was wondering why this dude kept on playing Muggsy in front of me.
You already know, home cooking. Home cooking.
No question. My high school coach would have did the same thing. Now, let me ask you one more question before Bluu jumps in. Is it true that you have a street named after you in Baltimore?
Yes, they are. I'll tell you a funny story about that. So when I retired from the game of basketball, the city of Baltimore named my street I was born on is called Marford Avenue. So they called it Sam Cassell Way. So they put a street sign up there for hop on a light pole. Somebody stole it. Somebody stole it. So I had to pay for it to get it put back up. Somebody stole it again. I'm like, that's done. I'm done with that. Somebody stole it twice, so I was like, it's over. I'm done with that. So that's the whole thing about it. But Baltimore, like I said, Baltimore is like any other East Coast city, Philly, New York, DC. Just you got to get in where you fit in at, man. You got to be careful, like every other city. I'm not gonna say that one city was tougher than the other city. All of us had ups and downs in every city we lived in. But I learned some valuable lessons growing up in the projects in Baltimore.
Coach, growing up, who inspired you? Who did you look up to? Or who did you want to be like?
I just wanted to be like the guys that I said, like Reggie Williams, Muggsy Bogues and them, because they was our pro guys, you know, seeing them guys walk through the city of Baltimore with their DUNBAR jackets on. And as a a teenager, I had to have one of them jackets because, back in the day, they used to wear remember the starter jackets with the team, the starter jackets. So Mom Dukes wouldn't buy me no starter jacket. So she said, you better wait till you get to high school and get your DUNBAR jacket. But back then in Baltimore, having a DUNBAR jacket was just like having a starter jacket on back in the day.
Now I gotta tell you, because my pops will hold it in, and I gotta let you know just the mutual respect that we have for you as a coach. I walk around my pops all the time. I hear people say, "This, you deserve this coaching job. You deserve this or this." Mm-hmm. And I want to let you know, behind closed doors, me and my pops are having a conversation about you getting opportunities and you and how great of a coach and a player and just a person you have been. And so I don't want to speak for my pops, but I know that over the years y'all have battled, and just to see y'all right here together, just the mutual respect. Maybe if you could talk about some of the battles over the years that y'all have had and some of those moments.
Man, your pops was a handful, man. Like he's the only dude in the league that I had to start lifting weights. Because back down there, it was 10 seconds and he just backed me down, especially in the playoff. We played him in the playoff. I think it was 2000.
Yeah, I had a great team.
Yeah, game 5, they beat us in game 5. And man, it was just a tough series. I just Mark just kept backing me down. I was like, man, I'm holding him up. But realistically, if anybody get 8 dribbles, you're not going to stop him. Then he had his little hook shot, a little jump hook he had. Then he run back doing his thing and everything. I was like, what am I going to do? How can I stop it? You know what I'm saying? Getting 8 dribbles. Because back then, you didn't double team that much. Because you double team, y'all had Reggie Miller, y'all had Chris Mellon out there shooting shots, Doc McKee. So I had a lot of shooters out there. So we couldn't double. So George Carl was just like, hey, Sam, you're on your own. You're on your own, or you got to come out the game. Just like that. That's how it was.
Yeah. But for me, I was backing guys in looking. I welcomed the double team to get rid of the basketball. You were so smooth. Where did you get your post game from, backing guys and get to the spot, and then the sweet turnaround jump shot, winning on your terms? It was as challenging for me as a defender to try to defend you posting up.
Yeah, because my whole thing was, man, you had this same problem. We wasn't running past nobody in the NBA, so it was all mental for me. I had to use angles. I think I exploited the game of basketball with angles. I used my angles. I couldn't jump, and I shot the ball behind my head, so it's hard for anyone to block it. So, especially when I had a small guy guarding me, I knew I was going right shoulder baseline. That's all I had. If you took that away from me, I didn't have too much. I didn't have any counters. I can get past you. I consider myself one of the best 15-foot jump shooters in the league. I had a great mid-range jump shot. So if I got anywhere in transition where I got you backpedaling on defense, I was going to pull up for a 15 or 18-foot jump shot. And I shot that ball, that clip, about 54%. So I think I had that down pat.
You was Junior College Player of the Year at San Jacinto. Mm-hmm. How special of a time was that for you?
Oh, man, it was crazy. That's the first time I was in junior college and I saw Larry Johnson play. Before the world ever found out who Larry Johnson was, Grandma Mom was. And I'll never forget it. We played Odessa, and he come running out the tunnel. I was like, oh, who is this human being? Huge. No, he should not be a basketball player. And all our players on our team, all the sophomores were like, man, that's Larry Johnson, man. And he a load. And man, he was a big bag of chips with the dip in junior college. he was everything. He was everything in junior college basketball. So when he went on to play at UNLV his junior year, I knew that he was going to dominate college basketball. So I saw him dominate the junior college basketball game because junior college basketball was so potent, so big in the state of Texas back then. It was huge. But that's what the thing was in junior college basketball. Seeing Larry Johnson was like, wow, this is what I get ready for in college basketball. A guy like that.
Now, I know the story doesn't end with just junior college, and your story is a little unique in that you never just got the easy route.
No.
How did you continue to get that grit, that endurance to continue to push through when things didn't seem to work out at first?
I was just determined, man. there was so many friends from my neighborhood who had opportunities to go on and play big time basketball, but for some reason, like their grades wasn't that good, and they just stopped. Now I was gonna give myself a second or third chance. I didn't qualify, so I signed with DePaul coming out of high school. I was supposed to be Raw Strickland replacement when Raw left DePaul, so I was supposed to be his replacement. So I didn't qualify that year. So I went to a prep school for a couple months, like 2 or 3 months. Then I went to San Jacinto for 2 years, and I just wasn't. When I got eligible to play college basketball on the D1 level, it was it. I knew nothing was going to hold me back. I didn't care where I got drafted at. I knew right then and there, having the success I had in ACC conference as a junior college transfer, that, eventually I was going to be a professional basketball player on somebody's team. I didn't care about the draft. The draft wasn't like if I was the first round draft pick, I was the 24th player pick by Houston Rockets. But if I got drafted in the second round, I still was going to be a pro basketball player. So I was that confident in myself.
And tell me how a kid from Baltimore doesn't wind up at Maryland or Georgetown. How is that possible?
Hey, it's a funny story, Mark. I asked Coach Thompson, I said, Coach, years after I got into the pros, I said, Coach, you got Reggie Williams and Williams and David Wingate to come to Georgetown. I said, you let Muggsy slip away from you. I said, after the next best thing after them guys, like, why me? How Coach, how Big John is. Big John looked me right in my face and said, boy, I ain't want the whole East Baltimore on my campus.
We know you would have brought them with you too, right?
He said, I ain't want the whole East Baltimore on my campus. Man, we can't have all these black guys down here on this campus like that. But in his own language. Coach John, Big John was. So it was cool, man. So I chose to go to, I really was going to UNLV out of junior college, but they was going on probation. So I switched it up, and it was the first year Florida State was moving into the ACC conference. So I was like, oh, okay, I get to play against the Carolinas, the Dukes, the Wake Forest. So I was like, all right, let me try this. And I went to Florida State. Never seen a palm tree in my life. Palm trees ain't where we at. You know what I'm saying? I saw a palm tree, I had a palm tree in front of my apartment. I was like, oh. So I thought I was living down there. So I think I was living pretty good down in Florida State.
You had some very good basketball teams out there too.
Also great basketball.
Loaded with talented and legitimate shots in the ACC and in the NCAA.
Right. We had I got like 4 guys off my team got drafted. Chuck Ward got drafted. Bobby SURA got drafted. Douglas Edwards got drafted by the Hawks. I got drafted by the Rockets. So we had 4 guys off the team get drafted.
Now, explain to me, your teammate of Charlie Ward, you watch what he did on the football field. How is it possible to be a Heisman Award-winning football player and not be drafted?
It's crazy. It was crazy that so back then I don't think they was drafting small quarterbacks, and Charlie Ward was allegedly supposed to have been too small to play quarterback at that particular time. Now all the quarterbacks in today's game are his size, doing the same thing he was doing in the 90s. They doing that now. So it was ironic that Charlie told him, if you can draft me, if you don't draft me in the first 2 rounds, don't draft me. And it's amazing that he stopped playing football and became a solid point guard in the NBA for, I think he played like 12 or 13 years. It's amazing that he 8 times I think he started like 8 years in the NBA. So, he was a good player. He was real good player.
You're right. You're being kind, because it wasn't just that he was small. It was also he wasn't the right complexion. He was a black small quarterback.
Right, a black small quarterback. Right. They weren't having too many black quarterbacks back then.
But you and Bobby SURA was a dynamic backcourt tandem in your own right.
Yeah, he was a good man. Like when Bobby SURA came to Florida State, he was the last recruit that we had, and I didn't know who he was, and I just seen he used to have a shag and a ponytail shag, and he was from Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania, and I didn't know where Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania was at that particular time. I was like, Pennsylvania? I know Philly, Carlisle, Pennsylvania, but Wilkes-Barre, where's Wilkes-Barre at? But when he got on the basketball court, I said, this white boy can play. You know what I'm saying? No look passes. He calling for lobs. You know what I'm saying? Shooting a jump off the dribble. So he was a pretty good player. Think about it. he was the rookie of the year in the ACC conference, and he was probably no one knew about him. He was the ACC rookie of the year. So, that was, he proved his point. He proved his factor that he can play college basketball at a high level.
Moving to today's game, it's a player I want to ask about that you coached. How good is Joel Embiid in comparison to the greats?
I think Joel is excellent. He's a professional scorer. He can smooth the scoreboard better than anybody I have seen that I played with. Joe is a guy. He's first of all, he's a good person first and foremost. You know what I'm saying? And it takes a lot to challenge Joel Embiid. When Joe comes to play basketball, no one's stopping Joel Embiid. No one. Even the days that he's being lazy or he's just not into it, he still gonna get 25 points. So as I said, so it doesn't matter with him. You know what I'm saying? I watched Joe one day come to a game late, miss a shooting time. It's a pregame shooting time, playing against the Orlando Magic. He had like 13 points, and Obama had 30 at halftime. Obama had 30. That was on me because Joe was my guy. Doc, you got to tell Joe this. You got to get Joe to play ball. What is he doing? I said, so I went to Joe at halftime, and I said, Joe, come on, man. Come on, Obama got 30 on you at half. Come on. And Mark, in his own little voice, he said, Sam, I'll be by the second half. Mark, the boy went out there and had 50. He scored 50. So after the game, I said, hey, man, I gave him a pen. I said, hey, man, sign them shoes for me, man. I don't believe what I just saw in the second half of a basketball game. He scored like 38 points in the second half. It was just, it's unbelievable display of scoring the basketball, and we won the game by like 3 or 4 points. It was just crazy. But Joel Embiid, I actually enjoyed my time coaching him. Awesome ball player, treated me pretty good. Just wish we would have just finished a little better in Philly when I was there.
Yeah. I got a tough question coming off of that. Real quick, Pops, I got to know. Joker, Embiid, or HAKEEM?
Oh,
where we going?
HAKEEM.
All right.
Because you understand, like, them guys would score points on Dream. They would score because they are great scorers. But defensively, them guys had trouble guarding Dream because Dream, all the stuff they got in their package, Dream has that in his package too. But also Dream was the defensive player of the year. Dream was a great defender. You know what I'm saying? Great defender. So you're just not going to throw the ball against HAKEEM Olajuwon and think you're just going to score points on him all the time. That's not going to happen because Dream had that mean streak in him. Dream had that mean streak in because Dream would fight. You know what I'm saying? Before Dream was Muslim, when the game was like for no boys allowed, that's the NBA was back in the day. No boys allowed. Dream was a very competitive guy, and he was very demanding to play with. But Joker's a good player. Joel is a great player, but Dream, my pick is Dream. Maybe I'm biased because I won 2 championships with him and everything, but I saw how this guy impacted the game offensively and defensively every night. Every night. You know what I'm saying? So that would be me. Like, Dream is like, to me, Dream is right behind. I didn't see Wilt Chamberlain play. I didn't see Bill Russell play, but behind Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and I think it's Kareem, then maybe Dream, then Shaq, or vice versa. But that's my pick, But Dream was the MVP, defensive player of the year, and that just don't happen in today's basketball game.
Yeah, there's no denying his greatness. I said it for at least he's dominant his entire career, but for a 2-year span, he was the best offensive and defensive player in the world. By
far. We won a championship my second year with him. We was the 6th seed, and just watch him just take his game from, pretty good to outstanding in the playoff. The matchup between him and David Robinson in the conference finals was crazy to watch how his focus, that this guy focus went even higher, and his ability to play the game of basketball, not just offensively, the defensive aspect of the game was just tremendous, man. Like, he was No, he protected the rim. He scored. He made us, but he was the go-to guy, and his job was to make us better.
Now, that legendary series against David Robinson and the Spurs, as a teammate, did you guys sense he was taking it to another level, his mentality, his approach, or it just happened?
Oh no. When David Stern announced the MVP, David Robinson, he thanked everybody like was in the running for the MVP, and didn't thank Dream. And I knew he was gonna be in trouble when they called the start lineup for our team, and Dream came out the start lineup with his pants off, his jacket off, his mouthpiece in his mouth, his knee pads up. I said, "Oh, somebody in trouble today, boy." I said, "Africa ain't playing today. Africa is not playing today." And man, he put a show. He put a show on. We won the first 2 games there, and we got back to Houston and lost 2 games to him. So the series tied 2 apiece. His game 5 play, by far, probably one of the best games I have seen besides Michael Jordan playing a game of basketball in a playoff game. His game 5 was just, I think he had like 42 points, like 16 rebounds, like 6, 7 blocks. Who gets 7 blocks? You know what I'm saying? And score 42 points. You know, that don't happen. If Rudy Gobert is a great defensive ball player, but you can't throw the ball to him and go get 35 points. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I say Dream is one of the best defensive centers of all time.
Now, it's another one of my uncle was around during this time. I need to know, you got some stories about Kenny Smith being around during this time. What was
the Jet? Look, Kenny's my vet, man. Kenny looked out for me for a lot because, you know, I came in and played for him sometimes in the fourth quarter. As a rookie, I finished 4 quarters. And not one time I could say that Kenny was like throwing hate in my direction. Because we had a thing, because if I knew he played good in the second half, I knew he was going to finish the game. If he played a little shaky, I knew I was going to finish the game. And it was always, we were so supportive of each other. And everybody thought that we wasn't, but we were so supportive of each other. Because think about it, as a rookie, I'm finishing games in the Garden against the Knicks in the NBA Finals. And it was just crazy, you know what I'm saying? And Kenny was there, you know, giving me advice the whole time. Like, hey, man, Derek Harper going to hand check, slap, go. Don't play with the ball. You know what I'm saying? Don't play with the ball around him, Sam. So I give him a lot of respect, man. Kenny was Kenny was a great rep for me. Kenny was a great rep.
And being around the league for so long as a player and as a coach, that's not normal to show love and support and to deposit into the guy that's going into substitute in the game for you, championship game in the hometown. That's not normal.
Right. No, not at all. It's not normal at all. But he was such a professional, man. Like I had the Jet, man. He's always have a big place in my heart, man. Because I know how he felt about me, and he definitely knew how I felt about him. Because I knew if he got off early, that when the second unit guys came in, I was going to be ready to smoke them. You know what I'm saying? But if he struggled the first half or something, the first quarter, I knew I was coming in the game. If Kenny played good the first quarter, he's going to play the whole first quarter. If he was like decent, he's going to come out the game with like 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. So I finished the first quarter till like the 8-minute, like the 5-minute mark in the second quarter. Then he'll finish the first half. But we had a great rapport with each other. So that was the thing I said about Kenny. Kenny was still a great friend of mine, man. As you know, Jack, man, he's a good dude, great dude, great person, all around.
Now let me ask you, we're gonna stick with Baltimore real quick. There's so many legends from Baltimore, from Melo to Angel Reese, and I'm seeing what Angel Reese is doing with the women's game, and I just want to know what your thoughts are on her impact on the WNBA.
That's awesome. That's my baby girl right there, Angel. Like just watching her grow up through the ranks in Baltimore high school and seeing her now play the game of basketball. I thought she was so lazy in high school because she was so much better than everyone. You know, sometimes she'll miss a layup, get the rebound, miss another layup. You know, another team get the ball and she wouldn't run back down court. So seeing her, you know, playing in the WNBA right now, you know, it just brings joy to me. Like seeing her play, it's like, wow, we got another one from our town that's doing something positive and making it. You know what I'm saying? So my hat goes out to her. I had nothing but respect for her mother. Her father, Michael Reese, was a a real good basketball player. He played with me in high school. I mean, in prep school in Maine. He's from DC. And Michael Reese,
Wow.
6'9", shoot it. He could play. He was a very good player. Had some fallouts. You know what I'm saying, with addiction, but he's getting himself back together now. So, if you see this, keep going, boy. You can make it, Mike. You can make it, man. So,
Amen.
every time I
Yeah.
try to talk to him, I try to give him encouragement words and everything. But he's a good dude. I remember him being basically my roommate in prep school and a great teammate of mine in Pittsfield, Maine, in Maine Central Institute.
Now, all these legends from Baltimore, I got to put you on the spot. Who is the greatest player to come out of Baltimore?
Oh, Carmelo Anthony. Carmelo Anthony is the best player out of Baltimore. You know what I'm saying? Everybody would say Skip Wise, but Skip Wise never played on the level that, Reggie Williams and Reggie Lewis. So Carmelo Anthony is the best player that ever come out of Baltimore. Just my opinion. The winningest player out of Baltimore is Sam Cassell.
Talk your stuff.
You know what I'm saying? The winningest player out of Baltimore is Sam Cassell. The best player is Carmelo Anthony by far. You know what I'm saying? By far. It's no ifs, ands, buts, what's about it. Melo's a bad boy. And knowing Melo at the age of 15, and I play my NBA season, come home now, he's 6'7" now. He's 6'3", now he's 6'7" now with guard skills. Now his body is growing. He can jump. He always could shoot. Now his handle is better. His body is getting bigger. He's getting stronger. So, by far, in my opinion, is Melo. By far.
And talk to me about when you, like, if I got drafted by another team, not the New York Knicks and not Rick Pitino, I don't last 17 years in the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
I fell into a right place, a right situation that gave me an opportunity to. Would that have mattered to you? Was Houston the perfect place for you and Rudy T and the way he developed you?
It was, man, because it was so funny. Like, during the course of all the pre-draft workouts, Mark, I only had one workout. I had one workout. I knew guys was getting like 15 to 16 workouts. I worked out for one team. That was the Houston Rockets. I worked out for the Rockets, and Rudy, I'll never forget this. This is a funny story. So I had a great preseason, and opening night shoot around. And I say, I'm definitely in the rotation. I got to be in the rotation. And he walked up to me, put his arms around me. He said, Rook, you're playing real good basketball, but last year we won 54 games without you. With Scotty Brooks, Kenny Smith as the starting point guard, and Scotty Brooks is the backup. So stay ready, so you don't have to be ready. And walked off. And I didn't know, and I was shocked. So I asked Brandon Maxwell, you know how Max is. I said, Max, man, Rudy told me that, I had a great preseason, but he's going with Kenny Smith as the starter and Scotty as the backup. What that mean for me? Vernon looked at me and said, man, you ain't gonna play today, man. I said, what you mean not play today? What you mean not play today? So the first time in my career that going home after shoot around, knowing that I may not get in the game was hard. It was just hard. It was just hard. And coming back, riding to the game day, I was like, oh man, this don't seem right. So every time Rudy looked down, I'll never forget, every time Rudy looked down the bench to see who's gonna sub, I'll stick my head out. I'll stick my head out. And, nah, Scotty. I was like, damn. So I had to be ready. So I just kept working. I just kept working until one time, like, he put me in a game. And I was like, hey, man. After like game 25, he's like, I can't deny you no more. So, Scotty, sit down. Kenny, so that's how I went for my career. And I never looked back after that, Mark. I never looked back. I saw an opportunity to play on a good basketball team. I just took advantage of it. I worked my behind off. I knew that HAKEEM Olajuwon was the go-to guy. I got him the ball when I needed to. But when he went out the game, it was go time. It was go time for me. You know what I'm saying? I think Rudy and the team respected me because I can go get a basket when I needed to as a young kid. And I wasn't afraid of the big moments. I was not afraid of the big moments, to take a big shot in the big moments.
Now, let me ask you, piggybacking what you talked about DNP as a rookie, and I know it was tough, But imagine if you're coming off a championship victory and you're one of the best players in the world and you're representing the United States. How does Sam Cassell handle it if it's Jason Tatum now getting a DNP in the Olympics?
Well, Jason Tatum, his mentality is better than mine. You know what I'm saying? It's way better than mine. You know what I'm saying? It's better than mine. It's like, you know, Steve Kerr had to hear about that. You know what I'm saying? In a respectful way. That's just me, you know. But Jason, like, he handled it well, man. You know, he handled it better than a lot of players would handle it. You know, Jason is a guy, man. They just moved the goalposts on him so many ways, man. It's just, but the great thing about it, he understands it. He understands it. But right now, he's in a great place right now, and he's just trying to, you know, everybody's talking about we're the defending champs. We are not the defending champ. That's over with. We're trying to win another championship. So we like everybody else. We in a hunt. We chasing another championship. You know, we're not coming with the we the defending champs. We're not coming that way. We're working out behind off in preseason and training camp. Like tomorrow, we're gonna have a kind of hard practice tomorrow. We're gonna get after tomorrow. We gave the guys a couple of days off, getting back from Dubai, but we're gonna get at it. You know, our guys, you know, with our team, they respect each other because they like each other. You know what I'm saying? We got a team that respect each other and like each other. You got a chance.
Now, one dude on your team that I played AAU with is Drew. And I always tell my pops, I'm like, man, even to this day, he's underrated. And even as a defender, I'm like, this dude plays defense at a level that I could not even put into words. Maybe you could put into words knowing that you've seen him now day in and day out.
No, man, he's the only player that in our league right now that can guard 5 positions. You know, we put Drew Holiday on Joel Embiid last year, and he ain't gonna stop him. But you know, he took Joe out of his sweet spots, free throw line extended. He took Joe out of that aspect of it. But Drew's amazing, man. He just, you know, he's a great teammate, great person, man, and he does whatever this team needs. You know, if he takes 5 shots, he takes 5 shots. He's not shot counting. He in it for one thing. He in it for one reason. He just want to win basketball game.
Well, tell me about this. I can go to Tatum, I can go to Brown, I can go all throughout your roster. I believe with the names that people are mentioning, future Hall of Fame candidates, I believe Al Horford is a Hall of Famer, his body of work and his career. What's your thoughts on that?
Oh, no doubt about it, man. He's our glue. He's our guy he's been around so long. He understands the good and bad about this game of basketball. His professionalism by far is it's awesome with this ball club. You know, he plays when we need him to play. When we give him time off, he's always ready to play basketball. When Porzingis got hurt during the playoff last year, Al started every game, and did quite well for us. He's a big part of the reason why we won the championship. You know, Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, you know, they our go-to guys. You know, they get all the bells and whistles around here. But like guys like Al Horford and Porzingis and our guards, Derek White and Drew Holiday, you know, they key for us. They so key for us. But this is a great group to be around. We compete against each other. Them guys go at each other. And you know, Joe Mazzulla makes it very, very competitive around here between them guys.
What makes Joe Mazzulla so special? He's been incredible as a head coach, and it looks like, you know, his future is incredibly bright, and you guys are going to be in the mix for years to come. But what makes him so special as a head coach and a leader?
He listens. He listens to his players. You know, he listens. He's not afraid to challenge guys. You know, he don't get too high or get too low. You know, we could lose a couple games and he'd be like, wow, that was a great game. We just lost. I was like, we just lost. Joey's like, yeah, so what? You know, look past the loss, man. Look how much better we got, even though we lost. So he look at things different than a lot of coaches in this league that I've been around. People just don't know him. People think that he's an uptight guy, but he's far from uptight. You know, you got to get to know him. You know, you got to know him to really realize who is Joe Mazzulla. You know what I'm saying? Now, he may not let you get to know him because that's how he is. He's just in his own world, but he's been awesome for me as an assistant coach. He's been awesome for me.
Another guy Bluu, another guy you worked with, I had breakfast with just recently, raved about you as should be a head coach and had the pleasure of working with you and ran out of words to say about how great you are and how fun it was working with you, was Jeff Van Gundy. Talk about your experience with him and the respect you have for him.
Jeff is Jeff ain't miserable unless he's mad. You know what I'm saying? When Jeff is mad. When he's mad, we in a good shape. We in good because Jeff old school. So man, Jeff was the only old school coaches around here. And Jeff gave me some advice. He said, Sam, do not lose how you present things to the team. Because I present things to the team different, you know what I'm saying, than a regular coach, you know. I swear a lot sometimes, but they get the point. I don't cuss at them direct, but just how I phrase things to the guys on the team. They understands it. But Jeff he was magnificent for our whole coaching staff because he gave us a perspective of how it should be done and how it shouldn't be done. You know what I'm saying? But when you have a bunch of great character guys on your team, you can coach them. I think that's the one thing that Jeff brought to our staff last year. Just, hey guys, you got great chemistry. The team loves y'all, how y'all coach them, and Jeff just kept that up with us. So Jeff, I think Jeff got his juices back by being around us last year.
Now, I was going to ask, my man Anthony Edwards came out and said a few things about the old school players. I know you probably heard it. I just want to know what your thoughts are.
These young guys say all kinds of Ant-Man's a good ball player, but Ant-Man got a lot of space to operate, you know what I'm saying? When we play Mark, it was Rick Smith on one side, Dale Davis on the other side. So it ain't moving. They're not moving. So the game is so different now, and spacing is so wide, you know what I'm saying? And everybody 3-point, shooting heavies. But I disagree. Say it was no skilled players back then because there was a whole bunch of skilled players back then, but it was not a space. It wasn't a lot of space. So for him to say that, I just wish he'd have played in our era when it's real hand checking everything, when you couldn't, a flagrant foul. Mark, how many flagrant fouls you saw in the early 90s?
Too many.
What's that? What's that?
Right.
Guys used to fight and no one got ejected. If it's a technical foul here, technical foul there, let's play on. Now imagine you playing against a guy you just fought in a fist fight. Now they break you up. Now you don't get ejected. Now you got to play against that same guy. I remember I threw an elbow at Alvin Robinson one time, hit him dead smack in the chin. I was like, this man gonna try to kill me the rest of the game. I was like, Swap gonna try to kill me the rest of the game. So I just kept my head on a swivel. Where is he? Where is he? You know what I'm saying? Because you know how Alvin Robinson was. He was fighting the heartbeat. He tried to fight Shaq.
No question. Alvin Robinson's so strong and so crazy. We were in a dice game once, knew he was cheating and nobody said anything.
That's him. Only person I saw go head up with Al Robinson was Vernon Maxwell. Vernon Maxwell told me we both be in jail tonight. We both could be in jail tonight. But yeah, that's how it was back then, man. Them guys was just tough-minded, tough, man. The NBA was so tough. So when Anthony Edwards said that, I just laughed. I said, wow. It's like Michael Jordan was the only skilled person out there. What about Isaiah Thomas? They
don't know. They don't know.
It's Richmond.
Unbelievable talent.
You guys can boogie.
Yeah, that are max players and franchise players in today's game. Not just yesterday, not in the 90s, but they would be as effective. And I say this respectfully. I'm not knocking Anthony Edwards. He's a brilliant basketball player. But there's certainly guys that could do it.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys that could do it back then.
You put Sam Cassell and give him all this room and space.
I can shoot 24 shots and they don't care if I miss them. I get 26.
Now let me ask you about a player that you played with and you're dear friends with. Everybody that I know that played with this guy say he's the best teammate they ever had. And I believe he's the greatest storyteller in the history of sports. Kevin Garnett. Talk to me about him.
Man, that's my little brother, man. He just, like he said, Mark, like, he's the best team I ever had. Like, he really cares about his teammates. You know what I'm saying? Not just, on the court, off the court. He made me a better ball player, and I know for a fact I made him a better ball player because, I played with him in Minnesota. He was the MVP, but I never seen a guy who did it all for one. He rebounded, he played the best player on the team. If it's down the stretch of the game, if we had to have a switch on Tracy McGrady, he can do all that. He a dog, man. He's kind of crazy in his own little way, but he psychs himself out so he can be better as a player. He say things to us. He's kind of weird. You gotta see it. He swears at his stuff, but he don't get a rebound. I'll tell you one story, Mark. We played the Sacramento Kings, and he had 38 points and 28 rebounds in overtime win against the Kings in Sacramento. So we on the bus going to Golden State to play the Warriors the next night, and they gave him a stat sheet, and he balls the stat sheet up, man. Like, I had 38 and 28. I'm calling everybody in the world. Boy, you see what I'm saying? And he sat there for that hour and 20-minute ride to San Francisco talking about the rebounds that he didn't get.
Wow.
That he didn't get. Man, I supposed to get that free throw rebound. Irvin Johnson, man, you got to get out the way, Johnson. I got to get them rebounds. It was amazing to hear him say, he had 38 points and 28 rebounds, and he was talking about the rebounds that he didn't get.
Wow.
That did it to me. I said, oh, man, he's the best team I ever had on that aspect of it. Crazy.
I wonder if you ever addressed that in therapy, because I'll be beating myself up sometimes too. It got to stop at some point.
If he went to a therapist, if he went to a psychologist, the psychologist was laying on the table while he talking to him. He'll switch it around. He gets into his antics, man. Like, I have never seen a guy that gets goosebumps. He be so hyped. He'll look and he'll show you, look, these goosebumps. He be just shaking. He be so intense. Everybody thinks it's a front, but he's just doing that to get his stuff going. And when the guy know how to get his stuff going, I'm not mad at him. I'm not mad at him at all.
Now,
go ahead, Pops.
Now, how motivated are you and the Boston Celtics this season to come back and win?
Hey, man, we're taking it day by day, man. We just, like everybody think, because we won a championship last year, that's not our. We chasing, we're trying to chase greatness. You know what I'm saying? And we understand that we're gonna get everybody best shot, and we're gonna do some hunting too. We want to hunt too. Our guys is preparing. I don't really talk about the repeat thing, but it's gonna be fun for us this year. We know it's gonna be hard, but I think our guys we got the right character guys on our team to. We're gonna go for it.
Well, we thank you for all the time that you're giving us. I know it's busy, fresh off of practice. We see the big Boston Celtics sign. I got just a couple more questions though, because people say to me, how could you not be a head coach, meaning me? And like Bluu said, I'm thinking Sam Cassell, whatever you want to say against me. Well, Sam Cassell's been an assistant. He's in football, you got quarterback whisperers. He's the point guard whisperer. He's a guy that can talk to players. He's a guy that holds guys accountable. He's an incredible resume. He's a champion. Sam Cassell is a head coach. What do you say? What are we waiting for?
I just, I just got to find a general manager or president of a team. Just, believe in me. You know what I'm saying? Believe that I can get this done. I know I can get it done. I'm just, just trying to figure out, just working on myself every year as a coach, trying to get better. It ain't the X's and O's. I think it's just the other little things. Who knows what it is? You know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna give up. I'm not gonna give up until I get it. You know what I'm saying? That's how I was all my life. You know what I'm saying? Like I still enjoy coaching the game of basketball. I'll be 55 in November. I'm still having fun with the young guys. With Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, just teaching them the finer points of the game, what to expect, after you win a championship, how teams going to approach you, how your approach gotta be this year. You know what I'm saying? So I think our guys respect me, so I can tell them I've been every player on the basketball team, from the star player, the number one option, 2, 3, all the way to the guy who don't get in the game. I've been that. So I know how everyone feels on the basketball team. So I just, hopefully I get an opportunity to run a show one day, and I'm working on it. That's all. That's all I can say about it. You know how it is, Mark. You just, just got to keep working on it, keep grinding, and hopefully, it'll happen.
Okay, the $1 million question: who's the GOAT basketball player?
Come on, man. Come on, action. In my opinion, like, it's between LeBron and MJ. I know I played against both. Man, it ain't hard for me at all. Michael Jordan in my aspect, but that's no knock on LeBron. Like, I don't think we'll ever see a Michael Jordan caliber ball player ever, But I don't think we're gonna see another LeBron James either. You know what I'm saying? So, but Michael Jordan was, man, the hardest thing in our league to do is score. And the thing I tell our young guys around here, that how he scores so easy at times. When you come down offense, you run your play, you got 5, 6 passes, and he come down, post up at the elbow, jab you, shoot right over top of you. 17 seconds on the shot clock. That's what separates him, in my opinion, more than anybody in our league. He didn't exercise a lot of dribbles. He didn't, man, that black cat was good, man. Good, man. Like, he was good, man. He was just, everybody's saying that he was heels and beyond everybody else. But to me, he was the most fundamental basketball player I've seen. Like, he'd come out, high hand closed out, one hand out in the passing lane. He went to North Carolina, so Dean Smith taught him how to play the game of basketball the correct way. And he just used all his skills that he learned in college and sticking to the pros. He was that dominant of a basketball player. But now I'm here. My little cousin's gonna say that's 20 years old. Man, he ain't better than LeBron James, man. You know what I'm saying? But it's who you like, Mark. You know how it is. It's who you like. But I played against LeBron, and I seen LeBron at his highest peak, and I seen Michael Jordan at his highest peak, man. And it'd have been fun to see them two guys go against each other, because I know the competitive nature that black cat was, man. That he'd die on that basketball court before you beat him. He was first, and LeBron James was first too. Wow, LeBron, how long has he done it? And at this level, Michael Jordan was 6 championships, 6 MVPs in NBA Finals, man. That's crazy. That's crazy to get, Hakeem Olajuwon had 2 MVPs, and Michael Jordan got 6 of them. 2 repeats?
Right.
Come on. People don't realize, man. Imagine the space that these guys have now and the space that he didn't have, You see Michael Jordan highlights, he's going flying through people, These guys got space now, one-on-one, isolation. Michael Jordan, we try to trap him every time we played against him. He just played against double teams every night. It's funny, they show clips on him. He going one-on-one with no double team. Yeah, that's one time we might have messed up the double. You know what I'm saying? Right. Double team all the time. He's getting double team all the time. But that's my goal, Michael Jordan, But like I said, LeBron James is in a class of his own too, by far.
Something that you said was that we'll probably never see another Michael Jordan. We'll probably never see another LeBron. Another player that's just come into the league that I've personally never seen anything like is WEMBY. And I know you've seen him up close now.
Yeah.
What do you have to say about this player that I don't know? Seems like he's out of a video game.
He's unreal, man. He's unreal, man. He's unreal. His ability to he has great timing. He can shoot the basketball. He don't back down. That's the thing I learned from him. Just watching him. He don't back down, even though he's light. He don't have a lot of weight on him. He's not backing down from no one. You know what I'm saying? When I saw him go against the Joker, and I was like, wow. Joel Embiid scored 70 points on him, whatever he scored on him. But you could tell that he was on a minute restriction. But he still played well that night. But he's playing against probably the best per score in our league right now in Joel Embiid.
Fair enough.
Well, tell me this last question before we let you go. What's the difference between winning a championship as a player and winning one as a coach?
Hey, Action Jackson, it don't get old, man. It just don't get old. Like, I won 2 championships in Houston, and it was a great moment because the first time the city of Houston has won a championship in any sport. So that was some great moments. But winning the championship in Boston, man, it's ridiculous, man. Like, these are die-hard NBA fans. You know what I'm saying? And they show you. They show you. The difference is really no difference, man, because I feel like I was playing. At the end of that game 5, we won, my T-shirt was wet like I was playing, man. Nervous, you know what I'm saying? And we won by like 14, 15 points. But I was still nervous till the 4 zeros got on that clock, man. And that feeling we had, man, just to see Jason Tatum, Jason get that monkey off his back because he's so unfairly, they moved the goalposts on his kids so much, man, that this guy doing this. Why Jason can't do it? Jason playing with a lot of talent on this ball club that he sacrificed a lot. Jason Tatum averaged 30 points the year before last. He came back this year, averaged 27 points, and during the playoff, he averaged almost 9 assists a night and 9 rebounds. He led us in scoring, rebounding, and assists. You know what I'm saying? No one talk about that aspect of the game. You know what I'm saying? But me, I'm talking about it. He did what we asked him to do. We asked him to make our guys better, and he did that. So please stop moving the goalposts on the kid.
And I said last thing, but you just brought up something else. The respect you got to have for Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum to coexist and be willing to share the spotlight and to shine and win is something we should acknowledge a long time ago.
They are awesome together. There's no beef with them 2 guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, for instance, I wasn't a superstar player like them guys, but you ain't got to hang together to be good teammates. I saw Hakeem. I played with Hakeem Olajuwon 3 years. I saw him one time off the court at the gas station. I saw him one time off the court at the gas station, going to practice. Only time I saw him.
You said at the gas station?
I ain't seen him on the road. I ain't go to dinner together. I seen him one time off the court at the gas station, getting gas, going to practice. Only time I saw him. So you got to hang with each other, you know what I'm saying? But I think the one thing you got to have when you on a good team, you got to respect what each player does for your team to make your team successful. That's the thing we have on our team.
That's awesome. Well, the great Sam Cassell, we thank you so much, bro, for joining us on the Mark Jackson Show.
Thank you, Coach.
Success.
Thank you, brother.
Go ahead and win another one, man. Thank you so much.
Not?
Love and appreciate you.
All right, brother.
Salute, man.
Thank y'all.
Shout out to our sponsors, Underdog. Go ahead and click the link in the description and use the promo code MARK to match in the first time deposit of up to $1,000, and you'll get a special pick. We appreciate y'all.
Remember, use your gift. Take advantage of your gift. Don't waste your gift. Former NBA player, current analyst for the New Orleans Pelicans, and also for NBA Radio, Antonio Daniels tells a story about his pastor telling the congregation. He says he once asked God, "Who's the greatest leader you ever created?" God pointed to a homeless man on the side of the road. He says, I don't think you heard me correctly. I said, "Who's the greatest leader you ever created?" God again pointed to the homeless man on the side of the road. He said, "You didn't ask me who best utilized their gift. You asked me who's the best ever created." This just in. Don't you let that be your testimony. It's time to get up and use your gift. Blessings.